Hi, it's me, Matt. Are you ready to have an adventure with us?
Yes!
I can't hear you. Say yes louder.
Yes!
That's right. Let's go.
Hey guys, are you ready to find out the truth about truth? You haven't heard wrong. Let's go back to the US in the 19th century and learn about one of the most famous Black Americans in history, Sojourner Truth.
Yeah!
Where was Sojourner Truth born? New York, Alabama, Michigan, Kentucky. The right answer is New York. No one knows exactly when Sojourner Truth was born, but she is believed to have been born around 1797.
Do you know that her birth name was not Sojourner Truth? She was born Isabella Baumfree. Later, she changed her name to Sojourner Truth. She chose the name because she heard the Spirit of God calling on her to preach the truth. She told her friends, "The Spirit calls me, and I must go," and left to make her way, traveling and preaching about the abolition of slavery.
Whoa!
What language did she learn growing up? English, German, French, Dutch? Her first language was Dutch. She was forced to learn English and continued to speak with a Dutch accent for the rest of her life. Another fact is that she couldn't read or write because she had grown up as a slave.
Well, some people even said she had a southern accent.
I don't think it's true, because she was born and grew up in New York.
How old was she when she was first sold to a slave owner? 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. Nine-year-old Isabella was sold at an auction with a flock of sheep for $100 to John Neely near Kingston, New York. After that, she was sold 3 more times to 3 different people.
She had been sold 4 times before becoming free.
Within a year of being separated from her parents, she had 3 different enslavers, and during her time as a slave, she was abused regularly.
What year did she escape with her infant daughter? 1826, 1823, 1831, 1808. In 1826, she fled with her infant daughter Sophia and had to leave her other children behind because they were legally bound to the owner. She ran to the house of the Van Wagenen family, who were against slavery.
Isaac and Maria Van Wagenen were very good people. They took Truth and her daughter in, bought her service when her slave owner came to claim her back, and helped her for a long time.
God blessed them.
What happened to Truth's son Peter? He was dead. He escaped to Canada. He was sold to a slave owner in Alabama. He was set free along with his family. When Peter was 5 years old, he was sold to a man in Alabama, even though the New York anti-slavery law had passed.
At that time, only the Northern us set the slaves free, while slavery was still rightfully in the South.
The slave owner did not want Peter free, so he sold him to another slave owner.
Maybe it was true.
What did she do to bring her son back? She helped him escape through the Underground Railroad. She went to court and won her son back. She was scared and did nothing. None of the above. The answer is that she went to court and won her son back after several months of legal proceedings with Van Wagenen's help. She was able to reclaim Peter, who had been abused by those who were enslaving him. Truth was the first black woman to win a court case against a white man.
Can you guess the name she used to bring the case to court?
I can't.
She signed her name as Isabella van Wagenen.
What was Sojourner Truth's famous speech? I have a dream. Ain't I a woman? The valiant soldiers, lynching our national crime. The answer is Ain't I a Woman? Ain't I a Woman? Was given at the Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio on May 29, 1851. The speech did not originally have a title.
There were two versions of her words to be published, one of which became the well-known Ain't I a Woman? Because of its oft-repeated question. However, Truth never published her speech under her name, so there is no conclusive way to tell which version is correct.
What war did she help recruit black troops for the Union Army? Revolutionary War, Mexican, American War, Spanish, American War, Civil War. Like another famous escaped enslaved woman, Harriet Tubman, Truth helped recruit black soldiers during the Civil War. She worked in Washington, D.C. for the National Freedmen's Relief Association and rallied people to donate food, clothes, and other supplies to black refugees.
Hey Matt, do you know what the Civil War was all about?
I'm not sure. Was it a war between superheroes or something?
No, not quite. It was actually a big fight between people in the United States a long time ago. One group of people believed that it was okay to own other people and make them work for free, just because of the color of their skin. The other group believed that everyone should be free and that owning people was wrong.
Wait, people actually thought it was okay to own other people? That sounds crazy.
I know, it does sound crazy, but unfortunately, that's how some people thought back then. Luckily, over time, more and more people realized how wrong it was and worked to change things.
So, who won the war in the end?
The group that wanted everyone to be free, called the Union, ended up winning the war. They were led by a really important person named Abraham Lincoln, who believed that everyone should be treated equally no matter what they looked like.
Wow, that's really cool.
Who was the president she spoke to in 1864? Ulysses S. Grant, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln. It was President Abraham Lincoln. Her abolitionist activism drew President Abraham Lincoln's attention, who invited her to the White House in October 1864 and showed her a Bible given to him by African Americans in Baltimore.
How many presidents do you think she met?
Only one?
No, she met two. Beside President Abraham Lincoln, Truth met President Ulysses S. Grant in 1870.
What was Truth's occupation? Preacher, women's rights activist, abolitionist, all of the above. The answer is all of the above. Once she was freed, she moved to New York City and started working for a local minister. Then, she became a powerful speaker preaching for the truth, women's rights, and abolition of slavery.
She spent nearly her entire life fighting for liberty, happiness, and human rights. Having a little money, she walked from place to place and sometimes slept outside the door, telling her story and convincing people to end slavery.